Hey guys, welcome back to ArtosisCasts. Today we're going to be taking a look at Scan going up against Ruin. Scan my butt, of course, but this game I kind of chose more for Ruin and being on Litmus. I did think it was interesting watching him try to play against Flash here. The Reaver into Arbiter play I found interesting as well. Actually, since I casted that game, how long ago was that? 2-3 weeks? Something like that. Yeah, maybe 3 weeks is my guess. Anyways, since I casted that, I have seen Reaver into Arbiter popping up a little bit more. Once upon a time, a very rare kind of unicorn way to play. It's been interesting seeing it pop up because I'm still not I'm not sold on it. That's for sure. I'm definitely not sold on it, but we'll see. We'll see what he's built upon it. Maybe we see him do something like this again. This is, of course, however long it is between the two games, a few weeks later, maybe. So definitely Ruin has worked on his builds and everything. But of course, Scan not as scary an opponent as Flash is. So we'll see. The map, of course, is Litmus, our double gas 2-player map. I guess I'll just reveal to show you guys, of course. Don't forget that it's got like this back lane with the mineral patches and the stasis cell / prison that you can kill. Kind of interesting layouts. The one thing that I always point out here is for Terran, taking the third base can be hard. I feel like once you have the third base, the map becomes really interesting. But pushing through this, so your defensive layout's here, right? Your command center's here, so your general defense is like this general area. And then you have to push through. Pushing through things like this can actually be pretty difficult because you'll have like a row of goons and Reavers and stuff, and it's a very thin area that you have to kind of leapfrog quickly through. And then it goes into a really open area. Now, once you hold this area, you can do things. I think you're supposed to take this third and control the right side of the map. That's my opinion on it. But we don't see a lot of big macro games here because just taking this area is so difficult. And part of taking this area being so difficult, not just the surface areas, but the counterattack of speed shuttles going to the main base is incredibly strong here. So most games on Litmus get decided, very early. Like, it's rare that you have a game more than about 16 minutes on this map. It's like a lot of two-factory play from Terran, a lot of shuttles killing or just busting two-factory play, that type of thing occurring on the map. So those are kind of the things that are going through my mind right now, and we'll see if we can get into something other than that. Because, yeah, I've seen a ton of pro games on this map at this point. I still don't personally like to play it too much. The map is, incredibly hard Terran vs. Zerg. You can't play a standard game here. And it's just, it's tough as hell, and Terran vs. Protoss as well. So for me personally, like, I play it a little bit, but it's most of those games are pretty painful. But yeah, anyways, we'll see how this goes down. Now, Ruin does not cancel range in his quest for his Nexus. Okay. On Scan side, generally what this means is you're going to have to get a bunker down and just make sure that you have that bunker down. Kind of interesting that we have him skipping the second goon for quite some time. There it is. Second goon gets started. Okay. And we'll see. Yeah, Scan sent the SCV to make the bunker. It's just like, if they don't go range, they can't really pressure you that much. Like, for instance, if they go the Nexus a little bit quicker, you can tell, right, based on when the Nexus makes, whether or not they canceled range. Because it's about 10 seconds quicker to 15 seconds quicker if they cancel range. And then you can do things like skip the bunker potentially. I wouldn't even suggest, like, if you're a Terran player watching this, just make the bunker each game. But at higher levels, you can sometimes skip the bunker in certain circumstances, and there's certain things you can do, like build an additional marine or get a quicker siege tank, that type of thing. Okay, he just confirmed that there's a command center there. Scan has hidden one vulture out here and brings another vulture out as well. This is something, it's really important to have these vultures out on the map, at least one, because if you're really putting a lot of pressure onto the bunker, then they just kind of lay mines behind and trap them. But this is like a very weird build from Ruin. They're actually talking about mice right now. And he's asking mini, he's saying medium. Yeah, I didn't read the whole thing, but yeah, he was asking something about the overall mouse. It might just be which mice they're using. I don't know. Scan and Ruin are, like, in my opinion, very similar level players. I think Scan is a little bit better, but maybe they're interested in that. Not entirely sure. But anyways, yeah, it's a weird build because, right, he didn't skip range, got range, 0 pressure with the goons, into Reaver very, very, very quickly. And you can see that Scan has really good mines laid all over the place. So he's blocking all the third bases. And these 2 mines in particular are to watch for shuttles. These are really great mines. I think more Terran players should do this. I love the amount of games I've not lost. Not that I won the game, but like from this, it's just like seeing the shuttle fly over. And it's really easy to see when you put 2 mines like this. Like, that's a huge amount of vision. And they're always going to fly the shuttle up through there. So now Scan knows, and he can just get into position for this and start another missile. Or, well, I guess in this particular case, he's going Goliaths, right? So he has a Goliath being made. This actually needs to be pulled back. Oh, he didn't see. Well, that's hilarious because I'm talking about how easy it is to see, but he actually did not see. We saw. It was very clearly over there, but Artie's lost like 5 SCVs, I want to say. And now going to lose some additional units as well. This is too bad because he set up perfectly to block this and then wasn't looking at that time. Still, I don't think that this will necessarily kill him. Ooh, it's pretty bad, though. It's certainly pretty bad. Yeah, not good. That's a certainty. Yeah, so like he just got another Goliath out, which is very, very important. Reaver drops back out. Ooh, almost gets it. That was a little bit greedy on the Reaver. Probably should have flown all the way over here. But if you fly all the way over here, you're definitely not going to get any SCV kills. But you will get him to run. So loses that Reaver. I think it was a little bit too greedy from Ruin how he ended up playing it. And Scan's going to go ahead and add factories. Is he getting up to 5 already? So Scan is all in right now. Notice how he's not making SCVs and how he's at 38. Here, Ruin's getting a 3rd Nexus. He's only on 2 gates right now, making a couple Zealots. Obviously, he's got to continually make the Reavers from here. But yeah, Scan's going up to 5 factories with, like, no economy. Okay, so, like, I would call a 5-factory build all in if you're sitting on 44 SCVs. He's sitting on 38, so he's incredibly all in here. And he has chosen to go ahead and get Goliath range, that's standard. Most people do that. Only Flash really has shown us a consistent view of going for pure Vulture tank as opposed to the Goliaths. You know, that's something we've seen from him for months now. But yeah, Scan getting that anti-air. Still making some siege tanks. And we're going to see how his execution is. Like, he's got to bust out of here really, really cleanly. That's the main thing. And it can be hard if he's got the shuttle speed, which he's going to, and the Reavers, and just kind of slows everything down a little tiny bit. It's going to give him time to really get his macro going. Now, this is crazy. This is not the right move. This is probably the worst move you could make based on what Scan is doing, but he hasn't moved his observer. He might actually just be hoping that Scan doesn't see this, because when you see the observer with this build, with any Goliath and Academy opener, you scan it and kill it. But he really should have moved this to the north and recognize that, like, oh, the SCV count's very low, and he's gone 5 factories as quickly as he can. And now there's a 6 factory. So, like, going in and trying to bust a position of someone who's literally only making units to attack you is the opposite of what you want to do. It's literally the exact opposite. That is not something you want to do. All right, so pulls back here. Observer gets picked. You can see he moved that observer, right? Yeah. So that observer that was here kind of moved in this direction, and so it instantly got scanned. So yeah, I think he was correct to assess that Scan had not seen it. Now, this is that counter stab that I was talking about. As they come out, you drop into the main base, and it's incredibly difficult to stop. He just needs to not lose these Reavers. Getting some damage done, okay, great. But keep your Reavers alive and go help with the push. That's really, really, really important. Now, here comes the push from Scan up the right side. Ooh, might be able to catch that. Just barely does not. I think Ruin is going to smash. I don't think he has Zealot legs yet. He has the Citadel. If he has Zealot legs, what a god. Oh, no. Zealot legs just starting. That's okay, though. I think he's got just enough units straight up. But don't forget, he's up like 25 workers. Oh, God. That was not a great engagement from him right there. Need to slow everything down with those Reavers. So loses quite a bit of spice. Scan actually might just stomp him right here. That was such a bad engage from Ruin. All right, so I think he's doing a pretty decent job right here. This area sucks. Like, the fact that he's stuck behind this wall, this is going to be a real pain in the ass to get out of here. He's got 2 shuttles coming in. Oh, gosh. And look, his units are just stuck behind this wall. Yeah, that just was ill-timed in many, 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 many ways. And he's going to die. We've been having a few flub games on the channel lately. I mean, the attack in here was poor. Keeping, like, engaging here into the mass tanks that were sieged. Poor. And they're going to go and play some practice games, I guess. But yeah, there was a lot of mistakes going on here. You know, the counter stab with the Reaver was good. The Reaver damage was good. He forced Scan into an all-in. But he didn't even identify the all-in. I don't think keeping an observer alive right here is... just send it up and see. Like, if you just look at the SCVs, you can tell he has nothing. Like, he's not mining a second gas. You know, I actually didn't realize that was 4,000. You know, if you see that that's what it is, all you do is make rounds, and you make a big arc, and you just slow it down, and legs will be done by the time he's down here, and then you crush it. And that's it. That's how you hold the push. All right, guys, thank you for watching. Good job from Scan recovering from that position, even though he had this to view and missed the shuttles running up. Happens to everyone sometimes. Thanks for watching. See you next time.